Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, man? What's going on, yo? What's going on, man? Listen, man, it's Monday. It's Monday morning. Oh, I shouldn't say Monday morning. It's Tuesday morning, right? It's Tuesday, April 29th, y'all. It's 2:06 a.m., 2025, y'all. Uh, Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Listen, I hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditate and connect in the source, bro. You know, we love you, miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, man. You guys, even guys, my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out Triple Everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. You hear me? Yo, what's good, my fellow alien brother? Yo, Shadow, what's good, bro? How you doing, man? Everything good, bro? I got that picture for you, man. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if you can see it, bro. You can see it, bro. Those are the mushrooms I grew, bro. That's the first batch, bro. Y'all want to see? That's the first batch of mushrooms I grew, bro. Right, it's good, bro. I'm good, bro. Just chilling and enjoying. Oh, that's fire, bro. So look, I gave one of these mushrooms to Jordan's son yesterday, right? He's 23. He wanted one. So I gave him one. You know, they were still a little wet. I wanted them to dry out, but whatever. He took it, bro. He said he had a beautiful journey, bro. So, they hitting, bro. They hitting, they hitting, bro. These shoes is hitting hard, bro. So, I'm excited. I'm excited about the mushrooms, bro. It looks like we're gonna have a shitload of mushrooms, bro. Right? Everything's clean. Everything's growing beautifully, bro. Right? I'm real happy about that, bro. Don't do that. Why you doing that, bro? What the hell? What's going on here, bro? 4 days ago. 4 days ago, bro. 6 days ago. 5 days ago. What's going on, bro? All right, I found one. I found one. Greetings to you all. I am. All right, so the question is, will the matrix fully collapse now? It just took them a while. Yeah, I know, bro. It took them a couple of months, bro. I was surprised it took so long, bro. I really thought I lost this. I thought I fucked up, right? But nigga, them shits is spawning. They pinning, bro. They pinning all over the place, bro. They really small right now. Some of them are, some of them are big. Some of them are growing, but you got a lot of little ones, bro. So they're just getting started, bro. Right? I'm excited, bro. So the question is, will the Matrix fully collapse now? The title is For the First Time in a Millennia. So this is channeled by Diane Fresco. So shout out to you, Diane. Thank you for this channel, bro. This is from Riva, y'all, from the Palladian Council of Light. Right? This is narrated by artist Marjorie Dillon. Right? In your case, it's gonna be narrated by me, by Yahweh, bro. When are you going to try one? In about 2 weeks, Mr. Shadow, or maybe in about a week, right? Not this week, bro. Not this week. I got my birthday's on Saturday, bro. Right, and I already got my mushrooms for Saturday, bro. So I don't want to take a risk and these just don't hit, and then I ruin my birthday. So I'm gonna take these mushrooms that I bought from Denver. I'm gonna do 8 grams, bro. I might do 9, bro. Right, and whatever, a week later, I'll try my own mushrooms, bro. Right, but for now, let me just get them. Let me grow them. Let me get them out. Let me see if I can get these shits dried up and packaged up real good. And in about another, I don't want to count this week because this week I'm not doing it. So next weekend, right? Not this weekend coming up, but next weekend, the following weekend. So around May 10th, I'll try them shits, bro. Now there's a lot to, to people who don't have no experience, Mr. Shadow. And quite honestly, bro, I know 9 is a lot, bro. That's almost 3/8, right? That's almost 3/8. And that, right? It's a little more than that. 3/8 is 10.5 grams. Right. So I normally average 7. I normally do 7, bro. I normally do 7 grams. Now, special occasions, bro, I do 8 or 9. I don't really like pushing 9 because 9, you got a good chance of passing out, bro. I don't like doing 9. I like doing 8 because eight's like, it's borderline crazy, bro. It's like you blast the fuck off, right? And you see all these things, you hear all these things. It's a very different experience than doing 3.5. You do 3.5, you're gonna have nowhere near an experience. You're gonna have you do 8, bro. You know what I'm saying? So even 7, bro, right? You doubling the dosage, right? If you do 7, which is what I normally do. I double the dosage, bro. So with that, bro, I do 8 or 9. Whenever I do 8 or 9, I'm guaranteed to see source, bro. Guaranteed, bro. Right? Like, there's no doubt about it. There's no question, bro. I remember you telling me that. I remember you telling me that take a few. Well, yeah, I did a lot of trial and error with mushrooms, right? I did a lot of trial and error, bro. I did 12 grams before, bro. Right? I did 12 grams before, bro. I didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident, but I did do it, and I passed out, right? I passed out for 12 hours, bro. I don't remember nothing. All right, so I lowered the doses down to 10 and same shit, passed out, right? I lowered it down to 9 and it was like, oh, I was right there, but I was able to hold on. And then I dropped it down to 8 and 8 was great. It was beautiful. It was just powerful. And then I dropped it down to 7. And 7 seemed to be my sweet spot. Like 7 was beautiful for me, bro. I have a nice long trip, right? I go to all these places. Right? If I want a more intense trip, I do 8. Right. So I'm glad you're here, Mr. Shadow. What you want me to talk about today, bro? What you want me to talk about, bro? Did you hear my new song, bro? I made a new song called Peekaboo. You heard it? Peekaboo. The mirror. You want to talk about the mirror? Which one, bro? Which one, bro? You want to talk about the one I'm supposed to make, or you want to talk about just a regular mirror? The one to build. Damn, you know what, Mr. Shadow? Now that I think about it, bro, I finally got some mushrooms, right? This is the perfect time for me to build that fucking mirror, bro. Right? You know, but I can't not. This is a bad time. It's a good time, but it's a bad time, bro, because my birthday's on Saturday, and that's not what I want to do for my birthday, bro. So whatever, right? I'm gonna have to bring the mirror back. Bring it back from the back and bring it to the front after this week because I really want to do that shit. So what I'm gonna do is after this weekend, I'm gonna do it after this Saturday, bro. Look, after Saturday, my birthday's Saturday. So once I'm done with my journey and I'm done celebrating and everything, I'm gonna start to build that mirror, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the following journey after that, bro, I'm gonna go fuck with that mirror and see if I can't tell the portal create a fucking portal with some shit with that shit, bro. All right. So yeah, it's gonna be probably next week, Mr. Shadow. Probably like early next week, or even I might start Sunday, bro. Depending on what I'm doing, bro. It depends on what I do Saturday, bro. So far, my plans is just to chill. My plans is, every year I do the same shit, bro. I I haven't like done nothing different, on my birthday. I do the same thing. I go on my journey, bro, and I keep to myself, bro. Like I don't go out. I stay home. I just enjoy myself, bro. I enjoy myself by myself. Whereas, that's how it's been. And this year I don't see it to be any different. I am in a new area. I'm around new people. Um, we didn't make any plans, right? I want to keep things as normal for myself as possible, right? So I just want to go on my journey, right? And after that, it is what it is. Let me see what time it is. Let me see how much time is left in the day, and we could go do some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to. All right. So you want to talk about any new necklaces? No, I haven't made none. I haven't made no new ones, bro. You know what I found, bro? Jordan's got this. She's got this humongous backyard, bro, and she's got these little pebbles all over the place. You know how they got the rocks, little rocks they put in the driveways. So she's got like a shitload of this fucking rocks, bro. There's a lot of them, bro. And the other day we just sitting there. I'm sitting there. I'm picking up a handfuls of these rocks, and I'm looking at it, bro. These shits is crystals. Listen to me, bro. These shits is crystals, bro. I said, yo, you got a whole driveway full of crystals, bro. This is nothing but crystals, bro. You sitting on a gold mine, bro. She's sitting on a gold mine, bro. She's got a driveway full of crystals, bro. You understand me, bro? I was sitting there going through I'm like, yo, I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one. I want to keep. Damn, there's a lot of crystals here, bro. So that was a hell of a discovery, bro. We start selling these shits, we can make a shitload of money with these crystals, bro. Right? These ain't regular rocks, bro. Like those ain't regular rocks in the driveway, bro. So that's something we came across. But nah, I haven't made no new necklaces, Shadow. I've been focused on writing, to be honest. You know what I did today, bro? I just came out of work. I just got home, bro. I wrote 2 songs. Listen to me. I wrote 2 songs on my break. I wrote 5 verses, bro. In 15, no, in 30 minutes, I wrote 5 verses, bro. Right, on 2 different beats, bro. I was gonna record them now before I came live, but I don't want to break what I got going on, bro. I'd rather do the live now and then go to sleep, right? And then wake up and then do my raps, right? That's what I like to do. I like to do my raps early in the morning, bro. And then I listen to them shit all day, right? I listen to them all day, bro. Shout out Tom Good Campbell. Thank you for watching, bro. Right. You got any questions, feel free to ask, bro. I'm here to answer any questions you may have about spirituality, about heaven, about God himself, about Jesus Christ. I can answer all your questions, you know what I'm saying? I got a connection. Right. So did you start your journal? No, nah, bro. Nah. No, we just talked about that. I think we just talked about that yesterday. Wasn't it yesterday or like the day before or some shit, right? I haven't started yet, bro. I know I need to. I need to, bro. But I got Mr. Shadow. I got 17 new songs. I got 17 new songs, bro. Now, I did let y'all hear a few of them. The one I put out today, I wrote today. I wrote it today and I recorded it this morning, bro. I recorded that shit at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. I recorded that song, bro. And I decided to drop it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop it, bro. And I dropped it, bro. Right? There's like 4 other songs that was supposed to go before that one. There was like 4 other songs that was supposed to go before that one, bro. But, I really like that shit, bro. So I put it out, bro. And then I fucked around and I wrote 2 more. Right? To these dope ass beats. Y'all, I got these dope ass beats. Y'all don't understand, man. These beats is for sale, bro. And he flying. Flying. You mean in my dreams, bro? Like when I astral travel? If you mean flying like that, then yeah, the answer is yes, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do that shit all the time. Now, if you're talking about like when I was dreaming, like how I tell y'all, yo, I was flying in my dream last night. You know, I wasn't flying like that for a while, bro. Like the last dream I had flying like that was the last one I told you guys about. I think that was last week though. It was like last week or the week before. I don't remember, right? But as far as recently, bro, nah, bro. Right, and I didn't get to fly, bro. Right, I did try on Saturday. You know, I'm always trying, bro. I did try on Saturday, but you know, I guess it's a process, right? So, what exactly you want to talk about this mirror, bro? Now, I still have to look up some instructions, right? But if I'm not mistaken, right, I have to like twist this shit. I have to twist it, you know, something like how a spring is, right? You know how a spring goes up, right? I have to twist this aluminum to do this to create a tube somehow, some way, right? So I'm gonna have to get some tape, right? I'm gonna have to get some cardboard, right? I'm gonna have to make this shit happen, right? So I have to create this thing, and then I have to lay down inside of it while I'm on mushrooms. I believe that's what I gotta do, bro. But I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find those instructions, bro. It's parabolic. It's parabolic. It's parabolic. What that word means, bro. What's parabolic mean, bro? Hello, what you doing, bro? A U-shaped curve. It can also describe a story. So parabolic reflectors are used in telescopes, antennas, and solar collectors to focus incoming light or radio waves. Parabolic antennas used for satellite communications and radio telescopes. And then you got parabolic trough, a type of solar thermal energy collector. So there's a whole bunch of other ones too, bro. So what you're saying is that a parabolic generally refers to anything having the shape of a parabola, a U-shaped curve. It can also describe a story that uses an allegory or parable to convey a moral or religious lesson. So parabolic curve at the end of at the end point of base three, indicated by the X symbol, stock could double in the shortest period of time. So what the fuck is this, bro? Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Bear with me, y'all, while I figure this shit out, bro. So essentially, I'm trying to create a vortex out of aluminum for you. Is this what I'm reading, bro? Like they want me to create. You trying to tell me to create a vortex out of aluminum for you, bro? How, bro? Listen to me. How, bro? Right? How the fuck am I supposed to do that, bro? I can't do that right now, bro. It's a big shell shape. I know, bro. I was looking at it, bro. It's weird. It's weird shit, right? All right, so it's been a while, Mr. Shadow, since we talked about this mirror, right? So do me a favor, bro. Refresh my memory on why I'm building this mirror, bro. Why am I building this mirror, bro? Right, I forgot, bro. So tell me why we talked about it. Why am I building it? What am I trying to do with this thing, bro? Because I completely forgot, bro. It's a big shell shape. All right, that's not the answer, bro. Oh, the music is getting better, bro. You know, the more I come in, the more I practice, right? The better I get. You know, I always seem to make a mistake in every song, right? It's something. It's something I'm working on, right? And You know, the more I record, the less and less mistakes I make. The lesson, so the music is getting the sound clearer, is getting the sound better, right? I'm learning how to adjust the volumes on the mic, and I'm gonna buy me some better equipment so that I can sound clearer, I can sound better, right? I'm gonna like build a little area where it's that soundproof for me, so I can go in there and rap, right, or sing or whatever the fuck I want to do, right? But either way, like I know what I need to do to get my sound better. And I actually found this really nice app that, they sell beats. They sell beats. It's not expensive at all, bro. Like, I don't have to have $1 million beat, right? I can get any beat, and as long as I sing over it or rap over it properly, I can make any beat sound dope, right? So with that said, they got packs, right? They got packs, they got all types of shit, bro. Now there are expensive beats. There's beats that cost like $500, bro, just for one fucking beat, right? But there's also, you can get like 70 beats for $70, right? So there's different kinds of deals, right? You can get 10 beats for $10. You can, so there's a whole bunch of there's various different things that you can actually do. And I've been utilizing this place to find beats, and I've been jacking the beats, bro. I know how to jack the beats. I've been jacking their beats and using their beats so that I can't get copyrighted, right? Even though I can't monetize it, right? Because I did steal it, so I can't monetize it. But I could release it and just give you some, and give you some music, right? And when I get some money up, I'll start buying me some beats. I'm gonna buy me some beats, and I'm gonna put a whole album together, bro. Like, if you think about it, bro, I did an album, bro. I got 17 tracks. I already got 17 tracks. I did this in like 4 days, bro. Right? So, the fact that I can do that is just like holy fuck, bro. If I really wanted to, bro, I could buy a pack of beats and I could just write a song to every fucking beat, and then just put a bunch of shit together, bro. Right? Get some shiny aluminum for you, and get three poles. Unwrap and wrap it around the poles, but shiny side pointed to you. Wrap it around three poles. How long? Excuse me. How long are the poles, bro? How long are these poles? What am I wrapping them around the poles for? I thought I was creating a big tube that I had to go inside of, bro. That's what I remember, bro. Or however you need. Slow connection. But what's the purpose, bro? You know what you could do for me, Mr. Shadow? When you get a chance, bro, because we got time. We got time, bro. Draw me a picture of what I'm supposed to build, bro. Can you do that, bro? Can you draw me a picture of what I'm supposed to build and explain to me like the purpose behind these poles and whatever? Because I remember saying I was gonna build some type of a funnel or a tube, right? And I was gonna lay inside of the tube while I was on mushrooms because they said if you twist the aluminum foil a certain way, right? I really forgot what the fuck we was talking about, bro. But I remember saying I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna take my mushrooms and I'm gonna go lay in that bitch, right? I remember saying that, but I forgot why, bro. I forgot. I have to go watch the live where we talked about it, right? So, well, yeah, I guess that's that, bro. Right? Where we at, bro? I think we spoke about healing, right? I think we spoke about healing. We spoke about the importance of meditation, right? We spoke about raising your vibrations, right? Now, how do I raise my vibration? Everybody says raise your vibration, but we don't know how to raise our vibration. It's like if you, it's like if you cut a soda can, and top and bottom are cut, and you spin the aluminum side. No, I know, bro, but a bigger version. Yeah, you're gonna twist it. You're gonna twist it, bro. You're gonna twist it, bro. Right? But why, bro? Why, bro? Right? This is my question, bro. I understand you're gonna twist it, bro. And when you twist it, it's gonna create some type of shit going on inside of there, right? But why are we doing that? Was the question, bro. All right. So, how do I raise my vibration? Right. This is the question, right? So, first and foremost, you have to know that you've been groomed to be negative, right? You have to understand that you've been groomed to be negative. Now, you could try to be positive, right? But I promise you that you're gonna find a way to be negative because that's the only thing y'all niggas know how to do. That's the only thing that we know how to do, bro. So you have to break that somehow, some way, right? You have to break that, and what that is when you wake up in the morning, and you go about your day. All of us go through this. We all have the same issues, bro. We all got groomed the same fucking way, bro. So you wake up, you have good thoughts, you have bad thoughts. Now here's where the vibration comes in. Is when you have these negative thoughts, these negative thoughts are they're placed there so that you can worry about them. They want you to worry about them. They want you to think about them. They want you to be nervous, afraid, scared, fearful, right? And you need to learn how to not be that way, right? You need to learn how to take that thought and go, hold on, bro. What the fuck? I don't like this thought, bro. And throw that bitch, bro, right? And don't think about it no more. You understand? That thought was gonna lower your vibration. That thought was trying to lower your vibration. You understand? So you got rid of that shit. Right now, this is the game, bro. This is what you gotta do all day, every day. Listen to me. You're gonna get so many negative thoughts. You understand me? But once you learn how to get rid of them, you know, this is how you steadily raise your vibration, bro. And eventually you won't have them. You won't have them no more because you trained yourself not to have them. But it takes practice. It takes training, bro. And this is where a lot of people are gonna fail, bro, because they're not gonna have the patience. They're not gonna be. But you have to try, bro. You have to try, and you have to believe you can do it because you can. So, if you don't believe you can do it, then you're not going to do it because you got to change your belief. Your belief is everything, bro. If you believe that you can't, nigga, you never will, bro. As long as you need to eliminate certain words from your vocabulary, right? Like the word can't, right? I don't never use that word, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll learn how to do some shit before I say I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So certain words you shouldn't say at all because those words immediately lower your vibration, right? Like as soon as you say you can't do some shit, so it's like fuck me, bro. All right, like fly above, like fly. Okay, hold on. It shows the past, present, and future. Hold on, let me read. Sorry, y'all. All right, but a bigger version. It shows the past, present, and the future, and it makes UFOs and other electrical happen, like fly above the house. Okay, I got you, bro. And with that said, there's an invention. I'm gonna invent something, bro. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because they're gonna steal my idea. So I'm gonna create it first, and then I'm gonna show it to you guys right after I finish it. Right, but it's dope. Um, so it's gonna be like a time machine. If you're talking about, you can see the past, present, and the future. That's like a time machine, bro. Imagine I crawl to that bitch and I warp somewhere, bro. That'd be crazy, bro. Right? All right. So, sorry, bro. I gotta talk about vibrations, bro. So, once you learn how to eliminate the negative thoughts that you receive, this is also helping you gain self mastery. You learn self mastery. So, not only are you progressing with your vibration, you're also progressing with self control, with self mastery. All of this is essential to raising your vibration. This is growth, bro. This is growth from within, bro. You're growing from the inside out, bro. Right. the world around you is supposed to be a reflection of you, right? But they fucked us up so bad that this world's crazy, bro. They did a number on us, bro. All right, they did a really really bad number on us, and this is why the world is so chaotic, bro. Because there's so many people here with so much power that don't know what they are. They don't know what they can do, and they have all these worries, fears, and. And this is the challenge, bro. You should do the "I believe I can fly." What you mean? What you mean? You want me to dance to it, or you want me to make a song? What you want me to do? You want me to do both? You want me? I could take the instrumental, but they might copyright it. I don't care if they copyright it, bro. It can suck my balls, right? Fuck them niggas, man. I could write to that beat. There's like two more trippy beats I really want to write to, bro. And one of them is that just like love, right? I want to write to that song, bro. Right, and there's another one I want to write to. The other one is "Baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love?" I want to write to that, bro. To the trippy version of that, bro. Right, he got a dope version, bro. He said both. All right, bro. I'm gonna get the "I Believe I Could Fly" instrumental, and I'm gonna write to it, bro. Right. I already got my two songs for today, so I'm just gonna be one of my songs for tomorrow. Right. It's gonna be one of my songs. Right? I'm gonna have to make that one like a minute, right? Because they're gonna copyright it, bro. If I put it on YouTube and it's more than a minute, you know what they do? Somebody reports everything I do, bro. So every time I drop a video, if I use like a DMX beat or some shit, they'll report it, bro. And YouTube will fuck with me, bro. And they'll be like, "Yo, your video's blocked. I gotta appeal this shit. I gotta do all this bullshit to get my video unblocked, bro." You understand? So this shit happens to me a lot because of these instrumentals, because of these beats that I borrow. I don't know why they do that to me, but they do it. So that's why I started finding other places to get my beats and I stopped using people's beats for that reason, bro. Right? But at least now I know if I am gonna use it, just make it a minute long. They won't bother me if it's only a minute. Right? So let me see what I can do. And I'm getting some really dope ass beats too, bro. So when I do make my album is gonna be crazy, bro. I already got most of it done, bro. If I really wanted to, I could put it together, bro. It's just that I didn't license those beats. I didn't pay for those beats, bro. I can't. I really can't. I could do a mixtape, or I could reach out to each person who made each beat and see if they want to collaborate. I mean, this is I have to think about this shit, bro.
This is a message
For all the peoples. All right, I'm gonna get into the message, bro. You should check out my friend Dex. Who's Dex? A rapper? Alright, this is a message for all sender star seeds of Earth. Greetings to you. I am Reba of the Palladian Council of Light. The final move in this cosmic game has been made. The long domination of the hidden dark Kabbalah is effectively over. A great reversal has occurred within the 3D matrix, flipping the very foundation of the illusion that held humanity in bondage. For the first time in millennia, the energetic tables have turned in favor of the truth, and the lights of source is flooding the matrix to reveal every shadow. This monumental reversal of the 3D inversion is the last nail in the coffin of those dark controllers who sought to keep you asleep for eons. Everything was turned upside down. Light was portrayed as darkness, truth disguised as lies, and your own divine nature was hidden behind layers of deception. Now, at this moment of cosmic reckoning, that grand inversion is being corrected and set right across the earth. We, your Palladian family of light, rejoice in this triumph of the awakening, for it signals the end of the old 3D Matrix game. The checkmate has been declared in the hells of higher truth. This final victory was not a random event, but the inevitable outcome of a divine plan aligned with your collective awakening. The so-called deep state, those shadowy forces that manipulate it from behind the scenes, find they have no moves left on the board. Their plans have crumbled because of the core distortion that sustained them. The inverted matrix has unraveled. At last, that was once hidden is now being revealed. You are witnessing the collapse of an entire paradigm that was built in the upside down understanding of reality. The energies of this great turning sweep through planetary consciousness. Illusions are shattering, and the true order of divine light is re-emerging in this turning of the tides. Know that the bondage of the past is dissolving, and the new dawn of freedom is truly at hand. Everything in the old 3D matrix was deliberately designed to invert your true nature and direct your energy away from your inner power. From the moment of birth, human beings have been trained to seek all things eternally rather than turning within. This was the grand deception that kept you disempowered, the belief that what you need exists outside of you. You were taught to look for love in others, to base your self-worth on the approval and opinions of the external world, and to chase material wealth. As if possessions could secure your happiness. You learn to fill your body with endless external food, stimuli, and distractions trying to satisfy a deeper hunger that only spiritual nourishment can fill. You were conditioned to accumulate knowledge from external authorities and systems while doubting the innate wisdom of your own soul. In every domain of life, the matrix turned your focus outward. By doing so, it inverted the truth and made you forget that the source of all fulfillment lives within your heart. No matter how much you attained or consumed, a subtle emptiness remained, for nothing external can truly satisfy the soul's longing for source. This pervasive outward orientation was no accident. It was the key strategy of the 3D illusion to keep you feeling small, lacking, and dependent on external powers. As long as humanity searched outside for validation, love, or security, the true sovereign power within each person remained dormant and forgotten. But now the tide is turning. Many of you are beginning to remember that everything you have been seeking out there has always been waiting in the sacred space of your own soul. As you awaken to the reality, as you awaken to this reality, and turn your gaze inward once more, the great inversion loses its power over you, and the external illusions begin to crumble. When you choose to reconnect and draw from source, first in all things, the false matrix loses its grip on you. By turning inward to the infinite well of light within your own heart, you begin to supply yourself with everything you need, directly from the source of creation. Love, validation, wisdom, abundance, and nourishment flow from this inner connection, eliminating the need to grasp for them in the outside world. In that sacred moment, when you truly reclaim your sustenance from the divine within the entire false framework of the matrix begins to crumble. The illusions that once held you captive cannot sustain themselves without your participation. The old 3D paradigm was like a flimsy weave of threads that relied on your belief and fear to hold it together. Now, as you pull your energy back to your center, that weave unravels like a cheap ball of string coming undone at the slightest tug. What once appeared as a complex, imposing matrix of control is revealed to be insubstantial, lacking any real power, when it is no longer fed by your consciousness, by drawing from source. First, you effectively pull the plug on the matrix's power supply. Its illusion falls apart with astonishing ease, showing that the whole dark tapestry was only ever held together by the energy you gave. You may be amazed by how quickly your personal world transforms once you make the inner shift. Without your energy to fuel it, the forced prison simply dissolves, for the matrix truly has no foundation of its own. As each of you turns within and anchors in your own divine light, the collapse of the illusion accelerates. The outer reality must realign to match the inner truth you now embody. Thus, the very act of your reconnection to source is dismantling the last remnants of the 3D illusion and revealing a new world that was waiting to be born. All across the planet, star seeds and light birds are now unplugging rapidly from the old paradigm, and in doing so, they are literally rewriting the codes of the matrix. Star seeds are those souls who originated from higher dimensions and star systems who volunteered to incarnate on Earth to assist in this great awakening. Many of you reading these words are indeed such beings, and you are now coming into the fullness of your purpose. As you disengage from the false matrix, withdraw your energy from fear, division, and illusion. You are simultaneously introducing a new pattern into the collective field. Every time a starseed remembers their true nature and steps out of the 3D trance, a new frequency is anchored on the planet, and that old system cannot override. You are each like living nodes of light in a one-star grid. And as you light up from within, you recode the very fabric of shared reality. The DNA within you carries advanced encodings from the stars. And as these activate, they transmit an upgraded blueprint into Earth's energy grids. This influx of higher consciousness is weaving a new matrix of light right on top of the dissolving old one. What was once A closed circuit of loop in 3D programs is being systematically broken by the presence of so many awakened souls operating outside the old rules. The process is accelerated every day. We observe from our vantage point that more souls awaken and unplug with each rising sun, causing exponential shifts in the energy pattern of your world. The momentum is now unstoppable. The star seeds among you have become the architects of a new reality, quietly and powerfully recoding human consciousness with the frequencies of truth and unity. By simply being in your authentic vibration and sovereign awareness, you broadcast a new script for humanity, one written in love, freedom, and divine remembrance that renders the old control codes obsolete. As you hold and stabilize your frequency in the light of truth, your reality shifts naturally to reflect your elevated state of being. This is a fundamental law of energy. The outer world is a mirror of your inner vibration. Once you consistently embody your authentic truth and maintain that higher resonance, you will find that circumstances, relationships, and opportunities in your life realign effortlessly. There is no need to forcefully dismantle the old reality by brute effort. When your frequency rises and stays steady, the old discordant patterns cannot remain in your field. They either transform to match your new vibration or they dissolve and fall away from your experience. Many of you have already noticed this phenomenon as you awaken and heal certain toxic situations or limiting structures in your life have either rapidly changed or disappeared altogether. This is not coincidence, but the direct result of you stepping into a more truthful vibration. When you stabilize in the knowing of who you really are, a divine being, be it having a human experience, you radiate a coherent frequency that naturally reorganizes matter and events around you, and your personal reality begins to morph in accordance with the truth you embody. You might be, you might see long-standing problems resolved with surprising ease, or new pathways open that were invisible to you before. People who resonate with your higher state will be drawn into your life, while those who cannot match your frequency may fade out. The key is consistency. Each time you choose love over fear, trust over doubt, and authenticity over pretense, you stabilize your frequency a bit more. Over time, the momentum of truth becomes so strong, it's you that, or the truth becomes so strong in you that a new reality crystallizes around you like a beautiful reflection of your inner light. This is how you shift realities from the inside out, by first becoming the change vibrationally and allowing the outer world to follow suit. You may wonder how to initiate this shift within yourself in practical terms. It begins by recognizing the illusions of lack and fear whenever they arise in your mind. Become an observer of your own thoughts and feelings and notice the subtle programming that says, I am not enough, or there is not enough, or I am alone and unsupported. These thoughts of scarcity, unworthiness, and separations are not the truth of your being. They are the fabricated voices of the 3D matrix speaking within you. The first step is to call them out as illusions. Acknowledge that any sense of lack or fear is a line, is a signal to reconnect to your source, not a verdict on your reality. Once you recognize the illusion, the next step is to consciously connect to source. Bring your attention into your heart center and breathe deeply, inviting the light of your soul and the presence of the divine to fill you. Remember, you are an extension of source energy, and in truth you lack nothing. As you draw in this inner light, let it pour into the spaces where the fear or emptiness was. You are essentially refilling the well from the inside, replacing falsehood with truth. When practice Then practice patience and trust. Do not rush to react or make decisions from a place of panic. Wait for divine sight to replace human fear. This means allowing a higher understanding to emerge before you take action. When you pause in the space of your heart and ask for guidance, you make room for your higher self and spiritual support to reveal a solution or a new perspective that your fearful human eyes cannot see. In this way, your choices become guided by divine insight rather than driven by fear-based reaction. Over time, this habit of pausing, connecting within, and allowing divine sight will fundamentally retrain your consciousness to operate from truth. It is a powerful practice excuse me, of reclaiming your reality from the illusions and aligning it with the wisdom of your soul. Reclaiming your heart center is the master key to reprogramming your consciousness, and in turn, collapsing the mass mind software that has kept humanity in lock. Step the heart center now is the seed of your soul's light and your direct connection to source within. When you shift your focus from the incessant chatter of the ego mind down to the still sacred space of the heart, you initiate a powerful recoding of your awareness. The heart radiates the frequency of love, unity, and divine wisdom. And as you center yourself there, these higher frequencies overwrite the old fear-based programs in your mind. In the presence of the heart consciousness, limiting beliefs Judgments and conditional reactions simply melt away. You are essentially updating your mental software to run on the truth of who you are, rather than on the lies you were taught. As you live more from the heart, you naturally begin to think and perceive differently, responding to life with greater compassion, clarity, and trust. But the effect does not stop with you alone, because all minds are connected. In the collective field, each individual who awakens their heart center contributes to the transformation of the whole. The mass mind, the collective thought field of humanity, conditioned by fear and limitation, is like an old operating system. As thousands and then millions of you switch your inner operating system to heart centered awareness, the old mass mind program begins to crash. It cannot sustain itself when so many nodes, people, withdraw from it and start broadcasting a new signal of love and truth. Thus, by reclaiming the power of your heart, you not only liberate your personal consciousness, but you also help dismantle the unconscious group. Think that the perpetuated 3D matrix, the more of who you live from the heart, the faster the collective illusion disintegrates, making way for a society built on compassion and unity. To ascend into the fifth dimensional consciousness, a fundamental shift in identity must occur. The human ego cannot enter 5D, and so the cosmic self must rise in its place. The ego self, that small identity built on separation, fear, and control, is a construct of the 3D experience and cannot accompany you into the vibration of 5D unity. In the higher dimension, the illusion of separateness that ego depends upon simply dissolves in the light of oneness. Thus, you are called now to loosen the grip of ego within you. This means letting go of the need to always be right, to stay in control, or to derive your worth from external things. It means dissolving the masks and the roles you have worn and allowing your true divine essence to shine forth. Your cosmic self, the unlimited external presence of your soul, is ready to step forward and guide you, for this higher self already dwells in fifth dimensional consciousness, remembering your infinite nature and your connection to all. Is as you surrender to the old ego-driven patterns, you make space for this higher aspect of your being to rise. It may feel as if a new identity is emerging, not one defined by past wounds or societal labels, but by the qualities of spirit, love, compassion, wisdom, and true power. Know that this is not a loss of self, but a reunion with your greater self. The caterpillar does not enter the new world, the butterfly does. Likewise, the ego-bound self yields to the cosmic self, which spreads its wings and carries you upward into a new reality. Trust the sacred process, for what awaits you is freedom and wholeness far beyond what the limited ego could ever provide. A profound truth now emerges into your awareness. No external dark powers truly exist as part of the illusion of separation from source is ultimately reality. There is only source consciousness expressing itself in the infinite forms. All is in one. The notion that there is a force outside of the divine that can oppose or challenge it is a construct of the 3D duality. Experiment, 3D duality experiment, where humanity fell under the spell of separation consciousness. The belief that you are cut off from the divine, fear was born in that fear. And fear was born. In that fear, you perceive shadows and enemies where there were none. The so-called dark powers, the entities or cabals imagined to hold absolute control over you, were manifestations of this fear and the collective agreement to play out the drama of duality. Understand that we do not deny the experience of pain and oppression and that have occurred. However, we reveal that those experiences were part of a larger co-created illusion, not the ultimate truth. The shadow forces derived their only power from the energy humanity gave them through fear, hatred, and belief in their lies. They were like phantoms, sustained by the attention and emotional investment of the masses. Now, as you and many others reconnect to source and anchor in the knowing of oneness, these phantoms lose their substance. The illusion of separation is evaporating, and with it, the entire concept of an external evil authority is dissolving as well. You are coming to realize that all power, all light, and all creation flow from one source within you, are always a part of this, which you are always a part of. In this realization, the tyranny of imaginary other ceases. You reclaim your power as an emanation of source, and in that sovereign state, no outside force can hold dominion over you. Truly, there's nothing in the universe that is not God in disguise. When you know this in your heart, fear or darkness melts away, and you stand free in the truth of divine union. The fear of framework of third dimensional consciousness is now in a death spiral. All the control system based on fear, mortality, and scarcity are collapsing under their own weight. For ages, fear has been used as a tool to manipulate the masses. Fear of survival, fear of death, fear of the other. While the illusion of death as final and manufactured conditions of lack were used to enforce obedience and dependence, now these pillars of the old control structures are crumbling rapidly under the new light, flooding the planet. The collective spell of fear is losing its potency as more individuals awaken and refuse to be governed by panic or division. Even the concepts of death and scarcity are being transformed as you begin to remember that life is eternal, the universe abundant. Thus, the old terrors of dying or not having enough are losing their hold. The mechanisms that the shadow forces set up to reinforce these fears are falling. Their mass narratives of dread no longer grip the awakened mind, and their artificial economic shackles are crackling. The effect the death grip of the 3D consciousness has been broken. The so-called deep state's false external supply chain, the imposed network of dependency that made you believe all needs must be met through their control systems, has collapsed at the energetic level. They can no longer herd the collective into compliance by threatening your supplies or safety because people are discovering pathways of freedom beyond their reach. Humanity is learning to source sustenance and security from truth, from community, and from spirit, rather than from corrupt institutions. Thus, the entire house of cards that propped up the 3D illusion is coming down. Though this breakdown may appear chaotic, it is necessary, clearing of artificial way of life. What is dying is only that which was already dead. In spirit, false constructs that must fall to make room for the living truth of a new earth reality. As the old paradigm falls, so too does the outdated approach to manifestation that focused on striving to get and demonstrate spiritual success through material gains. That old practice, often driven by subtle lack and ego, is now giving way to a new mode of creation altogether. True manifestation in the new consciousness is entirely source anchored. It does not arise from the restless chase or the need to prove anything. It blossoms naturally as you align with your divine self rather than trying to pull things to you through personal will and desire. You become a vessel through which source expresses and magnetizes what is needed into your life. Desire itself transforms in this process. The old 3D longing that came from a sense of emptiness transmutes into divine magnetism, a state of being in which your will one is one with the divine will. In that state, will no longer feel the grasping. I lack energy. Instead, you reside in a calm knowing that all which serves your highest good will flow to you in perfect timing. You become like a star radiating your unique frequency, and by natural law, that radiance draws to you the people, resources, and opportunities that resonate with your light. There is no strain or struggle in this way of creating. You simply stand in the fullness of your being and allow the universe to mirror that fullness in form. The false glamour of chasing and acquiring falls away, replaced by the grace of receiving what has always been yours by the divine right. Thus, you shift from being a seeker who begs life for fulfillment to a sovereign co-creator who works hand in hand with source. And this partnership manifestation becomes a joyful dance of trust and receptivity, and everything you truly need comes to you as an extension of your own being. In this final phase of awakening, know that anchoring in your full I am presence, activated the sovereignty codes of your divine being, is what guarantees the ultimate victory. When you stand firmly in the truth of I am, embodying your sovereign divine essence in every moment, you become unassailable. This is sovereign. This is sovereignty, though, through remembrance, not revolt. It does not require a battle or uprising outside, but a profound revolution of consciousness within. A simple remembering of who you have always been. In that remembrance, the war is already won. The victory is revealed as you rest in the peace and power of your Christed solar galactic self. In the sanctuary of this higher self, you find there was never anything to fight, only something to awaken to, and that you have always been free. The triumph of light comes not by vanquishing an enemy, but by the revelation that the enemy was only a shadow cast by your temporary forgetfulness. Thus, as you awaken, you realize that in truth there is no opposition to the one light. Much has been said about a great event or a solar flash, heralding humanity's liberation. We tell you, beloved ones, the true solar flash is not an external drama at all, but the internal ignition of your own Christed light. It is the moment your inner sun bursts forth and you fully claim your I am radiance. As each one of you lights up from within, the collective world is illuminated in a way that no darkness can ever dim again. This is the dawn arising inside your hearts. the long prophesied event emerging through your very consciousness. You are the living sunrise of the new era. Feel this truth resonating in your cells. The game is over. The illusion is finished, and you are victorious. We, your Palladian family, stand beside you in love and celebration, witnessing you step into your mastery. The end of the 3D matrix is here, and a new golden dawn arises from within you. Embrace this revelation and welcome yourself home to the eternal light of source. That you are farewell, or that you are. Farewell for now. Dear ones, we love you, we honor you, and your role now more than ever is to be the steady flame that guides others home. I am Reva of the Palladian Council of Light. So let me give a shout out to Reva, bro, right? Thank you for that message. That was a beautiful message, bro. Right, and this is what I was telling y'all about, raising your vibration and keeping your vibrations high when you get those negative thoughts. Grab that shit, look at it, and be like, what the fuck? Where this thought came from, bro? I don't want this shit, and get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? And realize they're not yours, bro. Listen to me, they're not yours. Look, they said it, bro. They're not yours, bro. They're part of the illusion, bro. They're part of the 3D construct, bro. Right? So, this is something you guys gotta learn, bro. This is why, I didn't even know they was gonna talk about that. Nigga, I randomly found that message, bro. This shit is crazy how connected I am. But let me give a shout out to Diane Fresco. Thank you for the channel. Shout out to GFL. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. I fucking love y'all, bro. Right, and shout out to artist Marjorie Dillon. Right, thank you for your narration. Right, and, thank me, bro. I'm a beast, bro. You did a good job, bro. Right, so look, I'm leaving this here, bro. You should check out my friend. He has books for nonprofit. Send me a link on the gram, bro. Right? Have a beautiful night, y'all. I love y'all, bro. I'ma holla at y'all. I'm back tomorrow, man. Stay tuned. I got some new music coming out, bro.